Hello, it's vlog time, and today I want to talk about. Actually, I'm saying this for the second time because I just recorded like I reckon 5 minutes of me talking, and then the video didn't record. Like something happened, and it just cut off after 30 seconds. So it's like as in the old days when you wrote an email and it was like long, and then you click send, and then it didn't send, and then it's all gone. It's like that. So I had all these things. I had a really logical progression of what I talked about. Well, but let's get back to the topic. Basically, today, the short story of this is I had a Microsoft Surface Pro that I wasn't using. I loved the little thing, but I wasn't using it. Um, and so I decided it's such a waste for it to just be sitting there. And so I thought I'll sell it. So I sold it, ended up selling it on Gumtree. And so on Saturday, someone came over and he bought it, and I got $400 in cash for it. So once he left, I was thinking, oh, cool, this is awesome. So what could I do with this $400? It's like this $400 that just kind of appeared out of nowhere. It's like a bonus. So I was thinking to myself, oh, if I just pay off my credit card, which I'm already doing fine. Like I didn't really need to. It was just mean I'd pay it off a little bit faster, but it wasn't very exciting or inspiring to me. So I thought I want to buy something with it, or you know what I mean, get something that's I don't know, add some value or something like that. And it happened that yesterday, just so happened that my friend Tim, who's in a band called Clarks and White, they did a gig at the Brunswick pub, and I went to see it last night. And one of the guys was playing on a keyboard, and I was talking to Tim about it, and he said, "Oh, this is the first time he's played he's brought his keyboard out or something, and we played a gig with his keyboard or something like that." And he goes, he owns a keyboard store or something like that. So for some reason, because that whole moment, I was already in the mode of going, what am I going to buy with this $400? And then that came up, and I was like, that's perfect because I don't know how long ago, a few months ago, my sister mentioned that she misses how the fact that we used to have a keyboard in our house, but my brother took it away when he moved out and got married and everything. Like, so she doesn't have a keyboard to play. And when she was a little kid, she had piano lessons and stuff, and so she just kind of mentioned that like it's kind of yeah, she just misses having it. And and when she said that, it planted in my head like, oh, that's a good idea. We should get one, and then she could, play the piano and stuff. And then so yesterday it just clicked, and I was like, oh, I could get a keyboard. That's something. I could get something with maybe for $400, and then she could have a keyboard. And then my brain kept going, and I was like, okay, if we have a keyboard, then I could probably play around with it too. And so that got me really excited. So for the whole last 24 hours, I've been like Googling like best beginner keyboards and reading this and that. And I kind of honed in on a few things. And eventually I kind of zeroed in on, actually, I looked up Pat's Music Store, which is this really charming little music store in Oakley that I really love. It's awesome. I love it. I love that place. Because I feel like they're not trying to just sell heaps of stuff to people. They love music, and they like people coming, and they want to help people get love music as well. I love that place. So I'm so glad I bought the keyboard there. Anyways, basically on their website they had a few options available, and one of the options they had was the Yamaha P45. So I looked up that piano or keyboard or whatever it's called, digital piano, and it just sounded really good. I read all the stuff, so after work I went down there, and then they said, oh, it's sold out all over Australia. There's another shipment coming in next week. But they said, oh, but there's this Casio one, which is kind of like the equivalent. And I read during the day earlier that about from a blog where this guy said he likes these pianos, and P45 Yamaha was one of them. But he also said Casio, he really likes the Casio ones, and he likes the pressure of the keys for the weighted keys. He really likes them a lot. And so I had that in my head, and when that popped up, I was like, okay, Casio's alright, I can do this. And so then I started playing around with it, and it just felt really nice. Like, it felt really good. So I was ready to buy. I was ready to buy. So I had the $400, and I used a little bit of savings money too, and I ended up getting I think it's called uh, Casio 130 CP something. I don't know what it is. Not exactly important, but it's the equivalent of the P45 roughly. And then I got a stand. Like, the guy helped me find a stand for it. Stand. Also a little piano stool, which was really cool. And also, while I was waiting around, I saw these books, piano books, and one of them was learn to play Disney songs. And I was flicking through it, going, "Oh, this is really cool. I'd really like to learn to play Disney." But then the guy who came over, he said, "Oh, you know, there's these, but because he knew that I was interested in learning piano, he goes, but come over here, and then he showed me a whole stack of these other books, and he said these are like self-taught lesson books. He goes, they're quite good and stuff like that, and he showed me two of them, and this was one of them. It's by Bastian, Piano for Adults, right? And he said that's really good, and it takes you through and teaches you a lot of theory and things like that. And so I flicked through it, and I got a really good vibe from it, and I decided I'm gonna get it so that when we set up the piano tonight, I've got that book there, and I've already started flicking through it, and I really enjoyed it. The reason, like, I love playing the ukulele, I love it so much, but I really feel like learning the piano will help me broaden my knowledge of music. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it'll broaden my knowledge a lot because a lot of things about music I don't understand when people talk about like playing in the key of G or C, or I don't know what that means, and all this stuff. And I feel like if I learn piano, it'll just like broaden my knowledge of music, and I'd really love to get to a stage where I understand music so that if I hear a song, I can kind of work it out. I don't know. I just feel like it's the way to go, and always go with what I feel. Um, so I'm excited. So I was, yeah, really excited for this journey to start. Like, I've enjoyed all the musical journeys I've had. Like, I learned the flute, went through a book, and just learned how to play that. I really enjoyed that. And with that learning, I had all these different experiences as well. Like, I went on this midsummer fairy festival thing, playing the flute with them. So that was a really good experience coming from that. Ukulele, had a lot of fun experiences with that. You know, did what do you call it? Open mic night at Northcote for ukulele. That was fun. So yeah, this is piano now. So it's beginning. So oh, I can show you right there. Yeah, there's a box there. I've left it on the bed, and then there's like the stand and seat and stuff. It's still in its case. I'm not. I'm gonna leave it like that so that when my sister comes, I can just go show her. Go, hey, look at this box. I thought that'd be cool, and then we can do the unboxing and stuff. So I'm really excited. Like it felt really good to play it. Like it just felt right. And another thing that's gonna be really cool is like when you're out. Sometimes you're out and you'll see this random piano there. It happens every now and then. Right now, when I see a piano, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. That's cool. And then I just walk up to it and just push a few keys, and that's basically all I can do. Like it ends there. But hopefully, if I go through this book, and I'm in no rush to go through it. I'm not gonna. Like I remember reading this thing just yesterday or something like that about learning piano, and it goes, it's not a race. You just kind of do it at your own pace and stuff like that. So slowly, I'll learn more about it, and hopefully one day I'll be able to just get to a piano and just kind of play in a tune. That'd be really fun. I'll really like that. Yeah, and that's it for this video, I think. Very excited. Um, Interestingly enough, it's funny, like, just as an extra bit, I'm, I wonder if, because years ago, like when I was in year 7 at school, my brother, he was really good friends with the music teacher, Mrs. McRae, and he organized it somehow that at lunchtimes, she would give me music lessons, right? In her lunch break. Now that it's funny when you're a kid, you don't even you have blinkers on, and then now that I'm older, I realize things like she was doing this in her lunch break, and like I did like 1 or 2 lessons with her, but I think she could tell I wasn't very interested. You know what I mean? Like obviously you can tell, like you can just tell if someone's not very interested and motivated to do things. So she tried 1 or 2 lessons and we didn't go any further, I think. But it's just funny now. Like I think, oh, if only she knew now how excited I was to learn the piano, and haven't forgotten how she wanted to teach me that. And yeah, she was ready to sit down and I'm pretty sure if I was super motivated, she would have just kept teaching me. But eventually you get there. We get there after many years, so it's cool. I'm really excited, and that's the end of this video.